Good morning, everyone. Today is week 8. We're starting week 8, Monday, day 36 on your calendars. First, for parents, I hope everything's going smoothly, and if not, please check in with me. I'm glad to help out however I can. I hope all the moms had a great Mother's Day, and you got my message on Remind. Let's get started with kids. Kids, today's read aloud is sheepdog and sheep. So check that out, and then we're going to read 20 or 30 minutes. Looks like it might turn rainy, so it could be a good day for a good book. And those are books you can find on your own or Bookflix, things like that. iReady reading is also awesome. For writing, we're going to talk about character traits, like when you're reading a story, what tells you about the character? Like, how do you know if he's evil or sneaky, or if they're a good character and they're friendly and nice and helpful? What are the parts that tell you that? How do you know that? And what are the things that are going to tell you that about the character? And sometimes the character can start out evil and grumpy in the beginning. Kind of think about Misery Moo that we read. It was grumpy and sad all the time, and then by the end of the story, the cow was the good character. Okay, so the characters can change over time through a story as well. So think about that and tell how you know they changed or what made them change, things like that. So it's really talking about character traits and the characters, what they're up to and what they do in the story. Spelling, we're going to introduce a new spelling principle this week. So some words end with a consonant cluster. You can hear each sound in a consonant cluster at the end of a word. Jump, okay, so the MP. Jump, okay, I like to jump on a trampoline. Champ, I was the champ in gym today. Blend, sometimes my mom will help me blend the brownies. Friend, I have a friend in 2nd grade. Best, I have the best class in 2nd grade. Pink, some people like the color pink. Chunk, sometimes I put chocolate chunk, a chocolate chunk in the brownies. Went, we went to the store. Hunt, sometimes I have to hunt for something I've lost. That happens a lot. And quilt, my grandmother can make a quilt. All right, so think about how they end, and those are called consonant clusters this week. Okay, so be thinking about those words and looking for them in your reading and writing as you go through the week. All right, for math, we finished our math last week together. So I did Friday's problem with you. Oh, I already had a tape on there. So today we're I looked in the module, and Addison is filling her muffin pan with batter. Okay, and batter's like when you mix it up and you're going to make muffins. Okay, so that's called batter. Sometimes people call it dough, depending on what you're making. She fills 2 columns of 4. One column of one column of 4 is empty. So she has her muffin tin. She's going to fill 2 columns of 4, and 1 column of 4 is empty. Draw the muffins in the empty column. Write a repeated addition sentence, and you could have more than one repeated addition sentence here because you could have all the holes. You could have just the holes that have muffin batter in it, or just the empty batter. Answer statement of muffins made, and you could there could be more than one answer statement as well, depending on how you want to write that up. Okay, so there's a little bit of leeway in here of how you set that up for your repeated addition sentence and your answer statements. Okay, let's read it one more time. Addison is filling her muffin pan with batter. Stop. She fills 2 columns of 4. Stop. 1 column of 4 is empty, and we'll do that together tomorrow. And for science, on Friday we talked about looking at the trees and how the snow and the cold will affect those. And I was interested too. And I was out on Saturday doing hay, and it was like wind chill of 20. It was cold, so I was watching the leaves, and they seemed to wilt a little bit on some of the trees, especially if the leaves had opened quite a bit. And but then on Sunday, when it warmed back up and the sun was out, I checked them out, and the apple tree buds were still good, and the leaves that I had found that had wilted and kind of looked droopy in the cold had come back. So I was surprised they didn't fall off. I haven't looked at the tree leaves and buds this morning, It was still kind of dark when I came up from the barn this morning from chores, so I'll check them out again today. But it looked like they had sprung back yesterday and there was no damage, but you never know. But I thought since we talked about trees on Friday and a little bit today, we would talk about parts of a tree. All right, we've talked about parts of a plant. So parts of a tree, the leaves, they make the food from the water, the carbon dioxide, and the light. So we breathe in oxygen and we breathe out carbon dioxide. And trees and plants do just the opposite. They breathe in the carbon dioxide that we breathe out, and they breathe out oxygen. So it's a cycle. We give them the air they need, and they give us the air we need. All right? Branches, we know what the branches are. A lot of people climb on those branches, maybe hang a swing from the branches. The trunk is the solid part that goes up to the top. Roots, we've talked a lot about roots, and they say the roots have to be as big as the top. So as you see how this bushes out at the top, and the roots do the same thing, so they can anchor it and keep it stable when there's wind and things like that, or water. The inside of the tree is called a cork, and this part right here is more 6th grade stuff, so I think we're going to leave that. Leaf, there's the veins. The blade is the outside of the leaf. Like if you were to trace it, that would be the outside. We talked about seeds. This is the maple tree right here. That's a maple leaf, where we get maple syrup from. And the seeds, sometimes they call those helicopters. Have you ever taken those? I used to catch them or grab them and throw them back up and watch them come down as a helicopter. All right? So parts of a tree. I'm going to check out this leaf. We didn't have any maple leaves out yet, just some buds. But I'm going to check them out and see how the leaves made out. And really what we're just looking at are these parts. These are the parts we would learn about. And these are the interior parts of a tree, which is not as important for us to know. The roots are important. That's what feeds this, causes the process. And the food from the leaves, making from the water, the carbon dioxide and the light, has got a name as well that we'll talk about maybe later this week, because it goes for the bean plants, it goes for the trees. You could look that up if you wanted to for an extension. What is it called when a plant uses the food from the water, the carbon dioxide, and the light to make food for itself? What is that called? All right, and branches are important, and the trunk itself. There's lots of little parts inside the trunk, and if you want, you can use that as an extension. But this is more stuff that you would learn in 6th, 7th grade. All right? All right, so, and the leaf, check them out. See if your leaves stayed with the tree or if they fell. Okay. Have a great day, guys. I will talk to you tomorrow.